Hello, everybody. This is Driver. We came back to Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. Did one episode over on American Truck Sim, and unfortunately, I was running into some serious frame drops and stuff. I'm not sure what's going on with this computer. I messed with it. I couldn't get it to cooperate. I don't know why. On this laptop, it seems to go kind of wonky from time to time. So, with that being said, I still wanted to do something. And so I decided to come back over to Car Mechanic Simulator. And if you've been keeping up with my episodes, you'll remember that we picked up this Hummer in a barn find. So we are going to go rebuild it. So let's head to the garage. Okay, so we've made it into the garage here. So you remember we bought this little Hummer. Um, it's not a bad looking ride. It needs some work, that is for sure. Um, kind of hard to see a lot of the stuff that we've got to do to this thing. Obviously, it's going to require a full rebuild. So I'm going to do something a little bit different. I tested this idea earlier today when I was rebuilding another, of all things, another Hellcat. I've rebuilt 3 since I've been away from home. But anyhow, what I did with that, and I'm going to do with this one, we're going to completely strip this truck all the way down to everything. Everything's going to come off of it. And then once everything comes off of it, I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to repair it, repair parts. I'm going to replace parts, buy parts, get everything that I need, and then we're going to come back together and we're going to rebuild it back together. So it seemed to work a little bit smoother last time, kept me from going in and out of the garage, the warehouse. And that's my only complaint with this game, is that the warehouse, every time you go into it, the game gets that much slower and slower. And it's the loading time of the warehouse, it's nothing else. So, so anyhow, with that all being said, let's just start taking everything off we can take off. Let's see here. Come on. Okay, I can take that seat out. Okay, another little issue with this truck. So we can't take these back seats out. All right, so we'll look at getting everything else off this thing, and we'll come back to that here in a minute. It's definitely odd that we can't do that. Let's see, anything else up here? Door. Resting place for a cover. Those windows. More windows. Okay. We called that a fender, but looked more like exhaust. But we'll go with it, right? Alright, so let's try these seats again. Wait a minute. Do it from out here. I don't get that. Get the wheel out of here. So we can't take out these 2 seats. That's odd. So I don't know if that is a glitch with this mod or if they just don't come out, period. Let's take a look here. Okay. So for interior stuff, this is kind of hard to read. Seat 4 leather D. There's one right there, and then there's another one right here. There's only 2 listed that I can see. It's hard to read it when it's grayed out like that, but it appears that there's only 2 seats. You can't take these back ones out. I'm kind of stumped, but we're going to go with it for right at the moment, and we'll see what happens. So let's throw this on a lift. Sorry about all the coughing. I got a frog in my throat or something today. I ain't figured it out. So hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. I'm just going to kind of do this like I've done in the past. I'm going to grab everything under here except for the motor. Just 2 batteries. No. 3 batteries. Gotta get that on the lifter, which is odd. Air filter. Yeah, this is going to be a unique build, and I wanted to go ahead and do something a little bit different. I'm also going to do that Mercedes as well, because that's something I also have never built, so we can do that together. That Roadrunner that I picked up, I might just do that one in my spare time, a little, you know, me time. Maybe. I don't know. We'll just kind of see how things go. There. While I'm thinking about it, grab that intercooler. As high up as it is, I shouldn't have to do it from down here, but we'll go with it. For the most part, this mod's a pretty good looking mod. Oh, I can't take that. It's a pretty good looking mod. I don't really see too many issues with it. I see a couple of things, but it's nothing major. It's not game breaking or anything like that. Those seats, those have me stumped. We're gonna strip this thing and then we're gonna look at the status and make sure we've got everything. I don't want those seats to affect our resale. So I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Hope they're not too boring for you. I'm trying to cut out the more boring parts of, you know, digging through the parts and that sort of thing. So I'm hoping you guys are enjoying these. If you'd like to see me work on something in particular, let me know. And what I'll do is I'll make a note of it. And I'll keep my eyes open when I go to junkyards and barns, because I'm not going to do all that stuff on camera. I mean, a lot of stuff's going to be boring. But I'll keep my eye out for anything that y'all would be interested in, or that y'all want to see me work on. The only thing is, if it is a mod, it'll kind of just depend if I can find the mod and if the mod works. So preferably I'd like to stay away from the mods, but of course finding the vehicles to rebuild them might be a trick. I'm not sure how easy that's going to be. I haven't figured out my luck with those Hellcats. I've rebuilt, I think, 3 of them in just the past 4 or 5 days. I mean, I'll keep rebuilding them. You know, it pays money, but you know, looking for something a little other than that. Oops. disc. Oh wow, I was kind of thinking that this would have had drums in the back, but look at how much I know, right? Oh, well, that's what I was going for. Yeah, I'm still a little stumped on the American Truck Sim. I don't know what was going on with that. I know that the way I have my frame rate deal set up, y'all can't see it because it's through Steam. But yeah, I was constantly looking over at it and it was just up and down like crazy. I checked my log and there's nothing in my log that signifies any issues. Because there was an update today, or I noticed an update today. So I don't know, maybe something in the update might have done it. I don't know. Looks like we got everything under here. Go ahead and do is get that down. Grab our lifter here. Whoop. Yeah, obviously you gotta unmount the motor before you can install the motor, right? Alright, so let's look at our status here. 1%, 1%. So, oh, we did not clean the frame up and clean the interior. So let's go ahead and do that real quick while we're thinking about it. Let's go ahead and throw a battery on the charger here. I'm amazed that there's 3 batteries on this thing. We'll start off by cleaning up the interior. That, yep. Put that away so we don't trip over it. Come on, there we go. And let's clean this up a little bit. Oh yeah, it looks like new now, doesn't it? Oops, not that battery. We'll just wait real quick for this battery. It won't take but a minute, if even that long. Well, that was quick. I couldn't even get a drink out of my cup. Alright, so let's throw this motor up on the stand here. Let's strip it. Go ahead and get this motor all tore down. Hopefully we're not missing too many parts. I'll do my best to make sure I've got everything that goes on this motor. I'll try to make a note of anything that I see missing as I see it. Probably won't be a perfect build, you know, you're always going to forget a part. Something's going to be missing and you're going to forget to grab it. See, like this right here is missing the throttle. this one here is just going to be a standard build. I'm not going to fool as much with the performance parts. If I've got to buy the parts, I will pick them up in performance if I need them, just to give it that extra oomph, you know, and improve that sail quality. But other than that, I probably won't fool with it too much. I don't mind doing it to a point, but it also takes a lot of time going back and forth looking for parts. And really, I need to use up a lot of stuff that's in my warehouse because I have way too many parts. I wish I could refurbish these idler rollers because I've got a billion of them. And sadly, I probably should just toss them or sell them. But I might go back to doing regular work orders because I got to noticing that there's an achievement for doing a whole bunch of those. So just for giggles and grins and whatnot, I might do that. Just to, you know, maybe get the bragging rights of an achievement. But we'll see. I don't know if I'm full with it. Really just depends. I'll probably forget about it, to be honest with you. Okay, so let's turn this motor. No, not that way. I don't know why I get these two backwards, because you would think rotate left, it would go to the left. That went to the right. And that went to the left, so. Anyhow. No point in bickering about it, right? Okay, so we've got the motor all tore down. We have this thing stripped to as close to a bare bone frame as we can get it. We cleaned up the interior. Didn't see much difference in that, but we did see a big difference on this body when we did the welding, so that really cleaned it up. So that pretty much left it there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video, and I'm going to repair, replace, buy, whatever I got to do. I'm going to get all of our parts together and get ready for us to put this thing back together. Once I get all them parts, I will get back with you guys. So I will see you here in just a few minutes. Okay guys, we're back. I finally got through repairing, finding parts, buying parts. It's always a lengthy process, especially when you're looking for so many parts at one time. One thing I forgot to do, and I didn't realize it till I was already in the warehouse, but I pretty much knew I didn't have the right parts anyhow. I didn't break down the 2 shocks kits and the 4 tires. I went ahead and broke them down so I knew what I needed for purchasing. And so, but I'll let y'all come along. We're gonna put these all together. And once we get these together, then we will start bolting it all together. lengthy process right here doing this. I thought about doing this off camera, but I was like, you know, we're supposed to be building this thing. You know, rummaging for parts is one thing. One tire balanced, we'll balance one more, and then we go back to bolting things together. We're going to start off by getting the motor put together, get that drop back in the Hummer, and then we'll put all the suspension and whatnot under the Hummer back together. Then we'll move it back to the garage entrance, and we will put all the body parts back on it. I'm afraid I may have picked up a few too many windows and stuff like that. It was, you know, part of the import goods, and I was looking at them, and it looked like more windows than what I needed, but at the same time, I wasn't sure which exact one I needed, so I just said the hell with it and bought them all, you know. So hopefully I didn't goof up there too much, but it is what it is. So yeah, we're just gonna start throwing all this back in here. I did do some of the upgraded hot rod parts that I didn't have. I figured might as well throw a couple extra dollars on it. It'll make us a little bit more, but I'm not gonna just go full-blown hot rod. I also found some upgrades as far as quality is concerned, so I grabbed those while I was at it. That was only on this and that, here and there type thing. This thing was missing a couple of parts on the motor, I know. Oil pan was one, the throttle was one. I grabbed those. I actually had some in my warehouse. So pretty much just loaded up on the things that I knew we needed and kind of just went over through my notes. Not really notes, but I was just kind of looking at the parts as I was going through the warehouse and was like, oh, wait a minute, we're missing that. So, you know, if you haven't started playing this game and you do start playing it, you'll eventually get into a rhythm of things that you'll need. It takes a little bit of time. It'll be a lot easier for you, or come to you more naturally, if you've ever worked on cars of any style. It'll make more sense and it'll come to you a lot faster, but you know, that's not what it's all about. You know, I look at this as also a way to learn. I have a little cousin. He actually wants to learn how to work on cars. Of course, his mother is against it from what I hear. Or not really what I hear, but I'm pretty sure she is. So, but anyhow, that's besides the point. Whoa, that glare. Oh, that makes it rough. Let me see. There we go. Sorry about that. Downside of having your graphics cranked up. And with my graphics cranked up, I would blame some of the lag, like the parts maybe, but it doesn't explain the loading time in the warehouse. You know, like I said, my desktop's not even got quite the upgrade style parts that this laptop has. You know, like this laptop's got the i7 core in it, and my desktop has an i5. But yeah, my desktop runs a lot of things a whole lot smoother. Oops. Alright. Go ahead and get this side all mashed in here. See, I thought this Hummer was kind of neat. I've never been really a fan of Hummers. You know, I think they're more iconically known for being in the military type thing. Everybody kind of recognizes it a military truck. But I still thought it was kind of neat, you know. It's definitely something different. So that's part of the reason why I went ahead with this build. As far as the mods, the reason I have so many mods is that, you know, when I started playing this game, there was already a lot of mods out. And all I was after when I was grabbing mods was stuff that was realistic vehicles, real vehicles, you know, that were hopefully quite right and whatnot. Over time, I've realized that a lot of the mods that I picked up were also DLCs, or later on turned into DLCs. So those are some of the mods that I'm trying to weed out. I'd rather have the original versus the modded version. Nothing really against the modded version, but I'd like to see what it's, you know, what the in-game calls it. And it also can confuse parts at times. Not all the time, but at times it can. That tensioner was one part we were missing earlier. Alright, looks like the front is together, I think. I had to buy one of these engine head covers. Not sure what happened. I think I broke it while trying to repair it. So I had to buy one. I didn't even have one in my warehouse. I was actually surprised about that. Ooh, that is shiny. A lot of glare on some of these parts. Makes it hard to see the ghost images. The good thing is I know where most of them are at, so. Just gonna kind of look around a little bit here. Look for anything that's possibly missing. It looks like we have everything here. So let's go ahead and yank that off the crate. Off the stand, I mean. Let's install that in our set of wheels here. It's all 100%. Let's get that out of the way. I've already tripped over it enough times today. So far, looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and get everything under the hood related put back together. I'm surprised that this thing has 3 batteries. I drive a diesel pickup for a living, and it only has 2. So, but if this thing, you know, has the amount of electronics, you know, judging by that dashboard in there, I could see that the need of 3 batteries, but in a way I don't. So, anyhow. Sorry about that, I had to wet my whistle. So let's see here. Go ahead and start just putting this all back together, guys. Get this front end all done, and then we'll work our way into getting the transmission in, the rest of the drivetrain put back together. I always start with these rubber bushings on this cross member because I couldn't tell you the number of times I forgot it. And then, hold on 1 minute, please. I don't know why I have a frog in my throat tonight, but I do. So I apologize about that. But yeah, I have forgotten those rubber bushings so many times, and then it's frustrating because you can't figure out where you're missing a part when you're doing a build like this. Yeah, I've got some kind of issues with my laptop. I'm getting some weird lags that I shouldn't be getting. And I know some people are probably saying, hey, turn down your graphics, dummy. You know, that'll make a difference. I actually have. I put this thing to the lowest graphics settings, which wasn't horrible. It didn't improve it. It did not improve anything. It actually stayed really about the same, I think. I'm hoping we didn't miss any parts. We might be missing some body parts because I don't think everything was quite there. But we're gonna go with what we got. And if we gotta grab something, I'll just take you guys along for the, you know, the grabbing party of that. Come on, I'm gonna get this other corner put together first. There we go. I was thinking after we build this thing, we might go take it to the off-road track. There's an off-road track you can go to. And I can't recall if I've ever been out to the off-road track or not. So I'm thinking we might go out and do that. We'll see how the length of this video is looking. And we'll go from there. Pipe on there. Let's go ahead and get this transmission put in and tightened up. And when we get done putting the rear end in, all we gotta do is throw the rear drive line in this thing. Get our transfer case. One small flaw that I've seen is this right here, this front drive shaft. It's a little far away for, you know, four-wheel drive exactly is not going to work in my opinion, but you know, what do I know, right? Oh man, I bought two of those and only needed one. So it's only got a single exhaust, more or less. Okay, I guess we'll put the drive shaft in there. I was going to wait till we got all the suspension back there together, but sure, we'll go with it. See how this is another thing I was talking about. Got exhaust on that side, nothing on this side. So, sorry, I don't mean to complain. It's just, it's things that I notice. Probably too many years of doing my own modding work over time. Like I said, I'll forget these rubber bushings right here if I don't do it right now. And as you can tell, I don't try to go into any particular kind of order. I just try to make sure I get everything put on. You know, if it lets me put it on, I'm just going to stick it on there. It zooms it that way where you kind of just looking at a body part while screwing a bolt in or something. A lot more to doing these suspensions on this kind of rear end setup. This coil leaf or coil spring. I don't know why I said leaf. Side done. Trying to click my way around, get this all bolted up. I apologize if I seem like I'm overly picky about some of these parts. Um, it's just things that I notice. That's all it is. And I'm not trying to bash anybody at all. I know that the people that put these mods together really do put a lot of work and time into it. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm just being a genuine a-hole over it. I did not mean to zoom into that. Alright. Let's get the rest of this put together here. I don't know work with. Hold up. We forgot to balance that one tire right there. Ugh. Got into a hurry, I guess. That should be the whole underneath of this thing. So let's take a look at our status real quick and see what we're missing here exactly. It should be body and interior at this point. Oh, the intercooler. Hold up, we didn't do the intercooler. Let's go way up here. There we go. Let's see what else we're missing down here. This stuff is a little hard to read. All I see here is body and little things like that. Body and interior. So let's pull this old girl off the lift here and move it so we can weird. Looks like my lift, yeah, look at that. That lift stayed up. Oh, intro to A, please. Or B, or pick a door, any door, right? Alright. So let's bolt this old girl together. Hopefully I've done pretty good with our parts. Close that so I can see what I'm doing here. Unique place for the license plate to be. I've got a couple of different windows to pick from here. We're just going to go with this. Let's go with that standard, I guess. So there was some upgrade options in there that I accidentally grabbed. Appears that is all the body parts. Back in normal view. Get up here where we can look in the interior. Come on. Can't get no closer than that. So, interior. Seat. normal view here. She definitely starting to look better. So let's see how we're doing so far. Rear left fender. Oh, wait a minute. I remember what that was now. That was in kind of in this wheel well here. Yep. I guess that is an exhaust pipe. That's what I'm gonna guess. So status. Okay, so that is complete. I never wrote down the price on what we paid for this thing, but it's worth almost $87,000 plus that $17,000 bonus. So that's not bad. We've done pretty good there. It definitely looks a lot better. I'm wondering, I don't guess we need to paint it, because in all honesty, it's all the same color. I don't see anything that's a different color. So I think we're just going to leave the paint alone. I don't think it's going to... You know what? Out of curiosity, we're at 86.8. Let's paint it and just see if that improves the price. You know, having a fresh coat on it. Just, you know, out of curiosity type thing. We've been testing ideas and theories here for a little while. So let's paint it anyways. Factory. And it cost us $1,000, unfortunately. And nope, that was a wasted $1,000. So that right there will show you, unless you just have to paint it because of like a new body part or something, you don't have to paint it. That's kind of cool. So let's move this back to an entrance. And like what I was saying a minute ago, I think we're going to take this for a test drive. So let's go for a ride. Let's go out to the off-road track. And we're not going to hang out for too long. So I'll see you out there in a minute. It'll run better with this oil, you know. Just letting you know. It you know, tends to lubricate it, I guess. Okay, let's try this again. I will see you guys out there. Okay guys, we have arrived out here to the off-road park. Let's get out of this cab view. I was checking out the different cameras. So, unfortunately we can't really move the camera around to do anything. But, I don't remember ever coming out here. And something I didn't mention before was when we went out on our last little test drive. Oh wow, we cut through the map. There is no damage when you're out driving a vehicle around. You can smash into anything and it does not hurt a thing. Get to the top. Will it make it? Ah. So this doesn't have the giddy up and go to make it up that little hill. Sounds like the height center's right there. Point of this test right here is. Okay, so well, anyhow. Wow. Alright, so that's going to be about the fun we're going to do here. We're not going to goof off here for too long. This could be fun, it could not be fun. I'm looking at the front end here, and if you notice, we have a four-wheel drive truck. We put front axles in, you know, going to each corner, yet there's nothing there. The wheels are just floating on nothing. You don't see the knuckles or anything. Okay, anyways, let's go back to the garage. I'll see you there. Okay guys, so we've made it back to the garage here. Just to show that you can't damage it. Everything is still at 100%. Nothing's damaged. So everything looks good here. Still valued for the same thing. So we're gonna sell it. It's 104 grand. I don't know what we paid for it, but we probably made something off of it. At least I hope we did. So I will take care of our inventory of parts. We still have quite a bit of junk parts here to deal with, and I will deal with that here in a little bit. So I will be right back with you guys. Okay guys, so we're out of the garage finally. That took a little while. In real time, I spent 2 hours on that build, roughly. I think it might have been a little bit more than that, because it took me a great deal of time to go through the warehouse and whatnot. But I think it saved me quite a bit of time. It took me about the same length of time last night on the other build. I already forgot what the heck we built. Anyhow, that tells you how tired I'm getting. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to end this right here, right now. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps. If you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe and to see more stuff if you liked what you saw. Also feel free to browse through any of my previous videos and maybe future videos, depending upon where you're dropping in on this, and check those out. And if you'd like to catch me live doing live streams, I live stream when I'm available and I have the time, so feel free to catch me over there. I'm over on Twitch, and you can find my information here in my YouTube channel. So with all that being said, I am going to bed, guys. Y'all have a great night, and I will catch y'all next time. See ya.